Okay, now that we have our wall weapon set up, we are also going to want to go ahead and just quickly put the definition back so that way we can actually use it. Because as you can kind of tell, it does cache things, so to speak. So for example, when we remove this, it does not remove what was actually saved there. So that could be a potential problem, but not really in our case. So now we want to do a few things. So if we look at the barricade module, at the barricade actor, what we do is we override the interact function from the interact interface. So we need to add the interact interface to the wall weapon, which means we need to bring in, let's go to the build.cs, we need to bring in the core module. Likewise, what we're going to be doing when we do the interaction is we are going to grab the weapon class from the data asset. We are going to do a spawn actor, and then we need to tell basically the weapon class what definition to use. So we're going to be passing in this weapon definition. Now, we already have the SKG actor construction interface to kind of help us here. So that is in the, the attachment module of the plugin. So we can bring that over as well. So SKG attachment. So let's add that as a dependency. And pretty much all we're going to do is spawn the actor and call set construction data asset. And that'll take care of a lot of what we need to do. So to begin, let's go ahead and implement this iInteract interface in the wall weapon. So public iInteract interface, which means we need to include interfaces interact interface.h. Now let's override the interact function. And in here, if we are the server, so if has authority, we want to spawn the new actor. So if a actor spawned, let's do weapon, let's do wall weapon act. No, let's just do spawned weapon equals get world spawn actor. We're just going to do the actor class, so a actor, and then the class type. So which class do we want to spawn? That is going to be wall weapon data. I can spell wall right. We want to grab the weapon class dot get. And that's kind of it there for now. Next up, we want to go ahead and set the construction data asset. So we need the iSKG actor construction interface. So let's include that like so. And let's just call this one the construction interface equals cast iSKG actor construction interface, and we're casting from the spawned weapon. Now that we have the interface, we can call set construction data asset. And the asset we want to use is wall weapon data. We want the weapon definition. So once we pass that through, it should spawn the firearm and likewise set it up to whatever we want. So next up, we need a way to interact with this guy here. So we need kind of an interaction volume, so some form of collision. So to do that, we want to add a box component. So let's make a new U property, T object pointer, U box component. And let's just call this one the collision. Yeah, we'll just do wall weapon collision. Let's go ahead and forward declare uBox component and go to the constructor. So wall weapon collision equals create default sub object of uBox component. And we will call this just simply wall weapon collision component. And actually, let's add component to the end of the name here. So collision component. So we need to include the box component. So include components box component.h and simply set up the attachment. So set up attachment to the root component. Now that we've done that, let's just restart and relaunch, and we should be pretty much good to go. Okay, once we are back in the editor, we can bring this guy back up and select the wall weapon. So you can see we have our collision here. So let's go ahead and kind of resize it, make it a little wider. And I'd say that is sufficient. So I don't want it accessible from the backside. So let's move it out a little bit. And yeah, that's probably fine. So let's check the collision. So the preset is overlap all. We need it to block our interaction channel. So we just want to set it to block all for now, because we haven't set up any collision presets or channels or anything, and that is something we actually really should be doing soon. So we hit play. I'm going to quit spawning all the way over here. I'm just going to move it. So we hit play, and there we have our default message. You can see we have collision on the box volume because it's blocking our firearm and our mesh. So when I press F to buy, so I press F, you can look at the outliner. It should be at the word origin somewhere. We have the firearm 1, which is right here. So it's spawned and constructed the STG right here. So there's our gun. Now let's go ahead and test this as a client. So I'll just do, we'll just do play as client, make it a little easier. Okay, so not sure which event there, but we'll have to figure out what's going on with that. So we press F to buy. So there's firearm 0, firearm 1 just showed up. And again, it is constructed. So for the most part, that is going to wrap up the logic of the firearm or the wall weapon, because we need to do logic in a different place. So really, the only thing that I want to do now is a optimization. So basically, I want to render the weapon mesh as basically just render it as static. So that way it's more efficient, because this is a skeletal mesh. We don't need to render the bones. It's not animating. It's not doing anything other than sitting here. So to do that, let's go to our weapon mesh component and set render as static. So we should see something about static. So there's set render static and set it to true. And that's really all we need to do there. And now we are getting a more efficient rendering of this STG. So now that we have the one wall weapon in place, we are free to move on. And basically kind of my thought process here is to have a ability that is primarily just going to be listening server side. So it's going to be waiting for a gameplay event. So you buy the wall weapon. So you call the interact. And on the server, once it spawns and sets up the wall weapon, it is going to send a gameplay event to the interacting actor. And the interacting actor is simply going to be listening for that. We'll just call it the weapon buy event. And once received, well, the ability takes over the logic. So that way we keep the logic out of the wall weapon itself. We don't have to cast anything specific. We can just send the event and respond to it. So that is going to be all for this video, and I will see you in the next one. If you like what I'm doing and you want to help support me, you can find a link to my Patreon in the description below, where you can also get early access to this series.